My first reaction when my daughter told me that she was a girl was complete shock and disbelief. And after that initial shock, it was more of a devastation because I did not know what it meant. I did not know how to help her. I did not know what her future was going to be like. I knew very few transgender people and so had no experience to judge, is my kid gonna be successful, happy, able to maintain relationships? These were all the questions that I had about my daughter, and I had no one to turn to. I had nobody to talk to about it. My husband and I felt completely alienated and alone. We had no idea what it meant. We had never heard of such a thing in a child, and we were frankly completely clueless as to how to even approach the whole issue. This was 2003. There was very little on the internet to guide us. There were a couple of books on gender variant children. I, of course, read them from cover to cover and realized that the research that was being done was fairly tainted by the concept that this was a deviant medical problem or psychological problem. And given that I understood the history of psychology and its approach towards gay and lesbian people, I really felt like there was a lot of bias in the research. So it was very, very difficult. We felt very isolated and alienated from the school, which is where she sort of first came out. And I couldn't tell my parents or my family because they didn't even know what it meant. And I felt very isolated. So it was a very devastating experience. We refused to call her a girl. We refused to let her use the girls' room at school. And she kept on correcting us when we used a male gender, and we just refused to use a female gender when talking about her, talking to her, which was very, very upsetting to her. And she would hiss at us and correct us for a year when she was from 8 to 9 years old. We tried to get her into therapy. She was extremely reluctant to talk to a therapist about her gender variance, and so that was unsuccessful. Ultimately, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, she became very, very withdrawn. Everybody noticed it. Her teachers, the parents at the school, and my family expressed their concern about her withdrawal. Because we had so little information about what her future was going to look like, we became very frightened. We had no support. We had nobody to turn to who was truly knowledgeable about her situation. She refused to use the restrooms. She did not want to wear male clothing. I mean, my child was clearly 100% in the camp of being transgender at 3rd grade. There was no question about that. So I was looking at this child who I loved very dearly and very, very concerned for her future. Children around her were already starting to make fun of her. She was already getting very negative feedback from the school about her use of a male restroom, and both myself and my husband were frightened about her future. But suddenly, when I opened up their website, I found all kinds of information that related to my child, and all kinds of issues like dealing with school, how to get through the medical system, and probably the most important thing for me was the listserv, which was for parents of gender variant children. If I have a problem or I have a bad day, I can get on the TYFA listserv and just vent, or I can ask a question, or I can answer a question that somebody has, because every little thing, some kind of disclosure that happens at school, trying to get through changing a social security gender, or trying to get a passport, or having her license, her driver's license, all of those little things that happen during the course of raising a child are huge when you are also working through their changing their gender to connect with somebody who is just started on the road. It helps me appreciate how far along I've come and my family has come. Raising a transgender kid is not easy, even when you have a supportive family, a supportive school, a supportive community. It's hard. When my child told me that she was a girl, I had to go through at least 2 years of a grieving process. And even after that, even many years into understanding that she was a girl, I still grieve. I still go through periods when I look at pictures of her, or when somebody who hasn't seen me in years asks me about my little boy, I still grieve. I miss that little boy. I miss him. I miss the dreams that I had for him. That grief is my grief. It does not belong to my child, and it is not really appropriate for me to share it with her, but I do share it with my TYFA friends on listserv. It really, really helps to have people who understand exactly what I'm going through. It helps to talk to them about it. It helps to share it. And when somebody else expresses their grief, I'm right there with them. I did not have that 8 years ago when I first started on this journey with my child. To have that is unbelievably valuable. And it helps me move through things so that my child isn't affected by it.